it's Nikki, and I'm back with another video. Today, oh wait, pause. Hold on. Like this video, subscribe to my channel, and turn your post notification bell on so you're notified every single time I post a video. Because why not? Anyways, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So, today, we talking about 15 and pregnant. I know. Let me fix this light. Okay. Anyways, today I'm gonna be talking about my hair is everywhere. I'm sorry, I just got out the shower. Okay, 15 and pregnant. My arms look fat too. Anyways, so I put down some things. 15 and pregnant though. That's gonna be the main topic of this video. So if you're ready to watch this video, let's get into it. Okay, how you found out you were pregnant and how did you tell your parents? Well, if you don't know, I'm 18. I got pregnant at 15. I didn't have my son until I was 16, and I was a sophomore in high school. I was a regular kid. I played basketball, played softball, I played sports. You know, like I said, regular student. But I got pregnant a little bit too early. A little bit too early. My hair is just everywhere. Okay, but let me see. Let me jump into it. This was at the end of 2017, beginning of 2018. Okay, let me do this. So I was playing basketball, right? You know, just playing basketball. Didn't think of nothing. You know, I did have a boyfriend at the time, which was my baby daddy. Well, the father of my son. We worked together. And that was that. No, I'm playing, but I was playing basketball, and literally when I was going up and down court, I felt sick. Like I felt like I was getting out of breath. I felt like I needed a lot more water. My coach kept on, you know, taking me out, asking me what's wrong, am I okay? I'm like, yeah, I'm cool. So then I was going up the court, and I was going for a layup, and boop, got hit in my stomach. I know. And at this time, I didn't know I was pregnant at all. I didn't know anything. So I'm thinking like, okay, that hurt. So I go sit on the bench. I sit out the rest of the game, which was already like third quarter, in the third quarter. So, you know, I sit out the end of the game. So the next day, I had went to my coach's office, and she asked me if I was pregnant. And I said, no. Who do I look like? No. Anyways, so she was like, are you sure? And I was like, yeah, I'm positive. And I just went from there. So like, she made me write down, you know, because, you know, if I was pregnant and I didn't want to tell her, and I ended up getting hurt on the court, or like if something was to happen to the baby, it wouldn't be their fault. So I had to write it down, you know, to the child, say I wasn't pregnant. And the next day, which that was an away game. So that was a Tuesday. Yeah, I believe a Tuesday. Yeah. Okay. So that was a Tuesday. And whenever the next time, no, it was the next day, a Wednesday. A Wednesday, I went home and I took a pregnancy test. I didn't go home, but I went to Walmart and I got the pregnancy test. I was with some homegirls, and you know, took the pregnancy test. And you know, my homegirl thought she was pregnant, so I was taking pregnancy tests to see like, okay, what if I'm not pregnant, you know, and then she's pregnant. So we're gonna see which one looks, pregnant, not pregnant. So go in, take the pregnancy test, and I'm waiting for mine to load. As I'm waiting for mine to load, hers says negative. And I'm coming out the stall and I'm looking at it, and mine says positive, and I was pregnant. At that time, I didn't know what to think. I fell to the ground. Like, one of my friends had to hold me up because it hit me hard. It hit me like I'm 15, I'm pregnant, I'm still in school, I'm playing sports, and it's like, pregnant, like, what the heck, like, me being pregnant? No. So I was pregnant. I had went home that day and cried my eyes out. Cried my eyes out. And I had told the father of my son, he was shocked too, so, that went by. And the next day, that was my last basketball game. The one I had played and I had stopped playing at the end of the game. That was my last basketball game. So the next day I went to school, and during athletics time I went and I told my coach that I was pregnant. And it was hard telling her too, because at the time I was her only point guard and stuff. So it was emotional time for everybody, because like, it's like, why me? At everybody, why me? So we walked to the library, and she sat down. She talked to me. She said, if you ever need anything, she's there and stuff. Just the usual. And that's how that happened with my coach. She took it lightly, but she didn't take it too lightly, because she was like, you could have told me, but I didn't even know at the time I was pregnant. And then, to mention that, I guess a rumor was going around that I was pregnant. So everybody knew I was pregnant before I did. So that happened. And let's see, what was that week? 2 weeks later. Oh, I had my first doctor's appointment 2 weeks later. And I went up there with my friend, and it was positive that I was pregnant. It was just to make sure that I was actually pregnant. And what else happened? Let me see, I'm trying to think. So that was my first sonogram, and it was like a little piece of rice. Baby was that tiny. I was only like 5 weeks at that time. So I was still early to I wasn't early enough to where they couldn't see it, but I was early, And so then a week later, I had grew some balls, and I told my mom. Not to mention I was hiding it from the family for a minute, but I had as these weeks were going by, I was slowly getting more lazy. I was slowly getting more sick and nauseous, and I didn't want to get up for school. So like, I was getting weak. So I ended up dropping out of school. And in those past 2 weeks, after I stopped playing basketball and everything, I stopped going to school. And then they started, kind of, get onto the wave, like, okay, something's wrong with her. So my mom, I had friends over, and I had a shoebox of pregnancy tests, because I had already took like 12 of them. Because me knowing me, I'm like, are you sure I'm pregnant? So I took like 12 of them. They were all positive. Not one was negative. So I called her in my room with my friends, and automatically she's like, who's pregnant? And I'm like, it's me. But she had came in, she had said that. I was like, dang, just sit down, like, hold on, you rushing it. So she came in and she sat down, and I told her, you know, I need to tell you something. I started tearing up already. And she was like, you're pregnant. And I was like, here's the shoebox. Take a look. It's like 12 of them. And she looked and she said, I'll beat your ass. I will beat your ass. And I was like, I know. I'm shocked too. I am. She know how to get over it. So, you know, she didn't take it too lightly. I don't think any parent would, you know, being so young. But she was like, oh, how are you gonna tell your grandparents? You know, how is this gonna go by with the family? And I'm just like, I don't know yet. I'm like, don't tell nobody. I didn't even want to tell you. Give me a second. So we're sitting there just talking and stuff. She's like, how many weeks are you? You know, I went to the doctor and all this. And I'm telling her everything. So that had happened. And okay, so as I told her, like, a month later is when I told my grandparents. So during that month, I was going to my doctor's appointment. You know, I only have one because I think you go to the doctor once a month at the beginning of your pregnancy and everything. So I went to that, and I got another sonogram, and you know, the baby was good and everything. And when that month came, I decided to grow some more balls, and I told my grandparents. So this is how it went. One night, my grandpa was going to Whataburger, so you know, I hopped in the car, you know, so it's the perfect time to tell him. Got in the car, and you know, he was like, what? And I said, well, mom isn't taking it too well. I mean, she's getting there. And he was like, you're pregnant. And that's whenever I started tearing up. I looked out the window and I was like, damn, he knows. So then I was like, yeah, you're gonna be a great grandfather. And he's like, what, you're pregnant for real? And I was like, yeah. He was like, you know, at that time he was just asking me, you know, is the dad gonna be in the life? You know, how are you gonna take care of your responsibility? You know, and I told him, you know, like, yeah, he's gonna be in the life, and I'm just gonna do what I have to do. And then my grandma, that's a whole nother story. So the next day, well, that night, he was like, how are you gonna tell your grandma? You know, she's gonna take the hardest. And I was like, yeah, I know. Don't tell her though. Let me tell her, because if you tell my grandma, the whole family will know. So I said, I'll tell her in the morning, which I didn't. He comes in my room and he's like, you know, are you gonna tell her? And I said, yeah, give me a minute, let me get up. I didn't get up. So then he comes back to my room and he goes, well, I told your grandma that you're pregnant. Didn't I just say I was gonna tell her? So then he's like, she's not taking it too good. That's another red flag. Why would you tell her? So I stayed in the room for a couple more minutes because I'm like, okay, she's gonna be crying. I gotta, you know, I gotta take it good. So I walked in the back room, you know, I went in there, and she's crying, you know. She's like, why would you do this? And, you know, she didn't take it too good. So then I started, you know, trying to tell her about, you know, old times, you know. I try to get it off her mind and everything. You know, at a certain point in time, she, you know, she got over it. So, but let me tell you something. Let me tell y'all something. When the grandma knows, the whole family knows. I wake up the next morning with 5, 6, 7 missed calls from different people in my family. And I'm like, oh my God. My grandma told everybody. Everybody in the family knew. The next morning. So then I just had to tell the whole family. Yep, I'm pregnant. Thanks for telling them. So that happened, and yeah, it was, well, okay, that's that story. So how it changed my life, um, being a teen mom has changed my life in so many different ways. I mean, like I said in my Q&A, you know, you can't just go out and you can't just do anything you want to whenever you want to. Don't get me wrong though, me and my son's dad, we have an agreement. You know, we're co-parenting. I get him 1 week, he gets him the next week. I get him the next week, he gets him the next week. You know, we get him 2 weeks out of a month, so we both have equal time with our son. So, you know, that relieves stress off my shoulders, it relieves stress off his shoulders, and you know, we get equal time. So, but how it's changed my life, like I said, a lot of different ways. You know, especially being a young mom, it's took a toll on me. You know, not every night is the same. Some nights my son might be teething, or some nights my son might, you know, might not have a good night where he can't sleep, or he's fighting to sleep. You know, it's just all types of things, you know, that can happen. But being so young, being a mom, is really stressful. You have to worry about so many different things, you know, school, how you're gonna get this, how are you gonna get that. Don't get me wrong, when you're a mom, you find a way to get it. No matter how you get it, you will get it. No matter how or what way, you will get it. And how it is today to raise him being so young. Okay, what else? Same question. It is stressful. Like I said, there's different nights where it could be good nights, and different nights where it could be bad nights. But at the end of the day, I don't regret anything. He's a good kid though. He's bad, but he's a good kid. But some advice for young moms out there: don't give up. Don't ever give up. Don't put yourself in a deep hole. Don't just know you're not alone. I'm gonna say that if any of y'all are young and y'all are having kids, or y'all find out that y'all are pregnant, you can come to me. You can practically go to any young mother and they will be there for you. They will sit there and they'll tell you, you know, what's the right advice, what's the wrong advice, their advice. You know, it could be anything. Now, it was another question I got. Did I go into depression after I had my son? I forgot what the word was called, but it's a word for it, but I think I know what I'm talking about. But I did not go into depression after I had my son, right after I had him. But I could feel that I did go through depression, like, since, I mean, he's 2, and, you know, I still, you know, have days that, you know, it's stressful. Sometimes I'll cry at night, you know, because, you know, I'm young and I'm doing this, you know, it's a lot of stuff that goes through, you know, my head, young mother's head, older mother's head, you know, that's just, you know, and I'm a female also. I have emotions, you know, it's a lot of stuff that goes through mothers' heads. But my life, I really can't say like every single thing, but my life has changed in a lot of different ways. But I wouldn't encourage young females to go out and have kids, you know, to go get a boyfriend and go, you know, have sex and all that. I don't, you know, encourage that. I don't do that. But if it happens, do it the right way. Okay? Don't rush into anything. Don't try to rush into anything. Don't, you know, just because, oh, I have baby fever, oh, I want a kid. It's not as easy as it looks. It's not. And I know probably plenty of people have heard that multiple times, but it's not easy as it looks. Now I have somebody dependent on me. You know, it's not just myself, or it's not just, you know, oh, what I think. It's, you know, it's another person's opinion for the rest of your life. So it's like, you know, you can't just sit here and do anything that you want to, because, you know, you have somebody looking up to you, you know. But other than that, my pregnancy, I did go through stuff. My whole pregnancy, I did go through stuff. But, you know, we all go through stuff. So, I mean, I can't be mad at it. But, and delivery. Okay. My delivery, I had went into labor on around, like, when my water broke on September 10th at 12:30 a.m. Around 12:30 a.m. my water had broke. I was laying down. I was watching the Ellen show. Y'all, let me tell y'all. I was on my phone, you know what I'm saying? I just got the shower, laid down. Had my phone, was watching a couple episodes of Ellen. I laid down. When I laid down, 5 minutes later, I had a big contraction, like where my stomach got tight, and I was like the size of a basketball. So I was, you know, I was a little just swole thing. So I had got a contraction and my stomach got tight. So I was like, okay, something's gonna happen. So after that, it happened for like 30 seconds to a minute. So I laid back down, and after I laid down, about 10 minutes later, my water broke. They say, you know, it feels like pee, like you're peeing on yourself, but it really didn't feel like anything. It just, you could tell. Excuse me, but whenever my water broke, in my head, I was like, everything was going so fast. Like, I was like, I know what's happening. So it just clicked. I was like, okay, you know, I woke up, my son's father, I was like, you know, it's time to go. We gotta go. Grabbed a diaper bag, went to go tell everybody, you know, my water broke. I was just waddling and stuff. Water was just coming out and everything. But, yeah. I rushed to the hospital. They got me in pretty fast. They automatically, you know, put me in a wheelchair and got me up there. I was 38 weeks in 2 days. So I was full term, but, you know, I wasn't 40 weeks, but I was 38 weeks in 2 days. I had got there around like 12:45, and I was leaking fluid, just coming out and out. And I went through like 10 towels, you know. And let's see, I went to sleep. I think I went to sleep for a little bit because I didn't wake up. Well, when I woke up, I had to take some pain medicine because I was starting, you know, get contractions and everything. And then what happened after that? Oh, and then I started dilating. I was dilating slowly though. So around like 1 or 2, I started dilating, you know, more and more. So around 4 o'clock, I had got the epidural. Cause baby, I was not gonna go natural. Crazy. I got the epidural, and I had a catheter in. Cause I mean, I can't get up cause I'm paralyzed waist down. So, you know, they got the epidural around 4 something, and about 6 o'clock, I hit 10 centimeters. So then, you know, they're telling me, you know, it's time to push. It's time to get up and, you know, push the baby out. So I tell you not, this is the funny thing. So I got up, you know, well, it was around 6:20 when I started pushing, but we started getting ready around 6. So like, you know, I'm up, you know, I'm sitting up and everything, and she's like, are you ready to push? And I'm like, yeah, let's do it. So I have my legs up, and I'm sitting pushing. I started pushing out the wrong hole. And I'm like, wait, how you push? And she's like, push, you know, and I'm like, okay, so, and I'm pushing out the wrong hole. She's like, you pushing out the wrong hole. And I'm asking, I'm like, how do you push? So then, you know, I tried a different way to push, and, you know, then I started pushing. But as I was in labor, I started throwing up. I feel like it was the pain medicine that they gave me. So as I was throwing up, I was pushing, and I think that's what helped me have my son, because I was pushing for a long time and he still didn't come out. So, but yeah, and he was born at 6:41 p.m. on September 10th of 2018. But that covers everything on my list of what y'all wanted to ask me. But whew, I'm telling you, it was a long birth, but I was there from what, 12 a.m. to 6:41 p.m. Well, I wasn't there, but I was there longer. I was there an extra day, but I was there for only 24 hours. I got in and got out. I didn't tear. I didn't do none of that. Shoot, as soon as after the epidural came out, I went into the restroom. I peed, took a shower, did what I had to do, and that was it. And yeah, that was it. But that's the end of the video. But make sure y'all, you know, continue asking me questions, you know, or like continue telling me, you know, more YouTube videos that y'all want to see. And make sure you like this video, leave a comment if you can, if my comment section is turned on, and subscribe to this channel, and turn your post notification bell on so you get notified every single time I post a video. And I'll see you next time.